Hello, everyone. Welcome to meeting number 411 of Turning Point Toastmasters. I'm Sergeant at Arms, and I'm here. I'm calling you from right from here, the Uttarakhand, the green Uttarakhand. So and like the green Uttarakhand, we also provide greenery in Toastmasters. By greenery, I meant supportive and positive learning experience in which members are empowered to develop communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater self-confidence and personal growth. So you are now in code of conduct of Toastmasters. So you have to follow a certain rules with which we abide and follow throughout the meetings. The rules would be your advice to that any kind of behavior which will disrupt the flow of the meeting might result in the removal of that member from the meeting. Please ensure that any kind of noise making device is on silent or switch off mode. Please speak responsibly on sex, religion, and politics in your speeches. And as far as possible, keep your videos on and audios off. And speak whenever you are being asked to. I request all the role players to rename themselves with role player name underscore your name. I request the guest to rename themselves with the guest underscore your name. Please acquaint yourself with the role of the timer. Timer will share the cards when in the generalization section. And you are encouraged to use Zoom emoticons as many as you can, as many use in your WhatsApp, on Facebook, everywhere. Use those all those emoticons here as well. And I request not to send chat messages to everyone when the speaker is speaking on the stage. So, with that, I would like to call the presiding officer of the day, my beloved friend, whom I really care about. And one more thing, I really like her, and she's such a great friend. However, we have not met her, met each other at all. I'm expecting her to meet me as soon as possible. And now I'd like to call my dearest friend, Toastmaster Neeraj, who is playing the role of presiding officer today. Neeraj, over to you.
Am I audible and visible, Madam Sarjit at Arms?
Yes, yes, Neeraj, you are audible and visible. Thank you.
Let's give everyone a huge shout out to our incredible Sergeant at Arms for laying the ground rules so clearly for everyone. Let's follow these rules. Fellow Toastmasters and dear guest, I am Neeraj Singla, your presiding officer of the evening. I welcome you to meeting number 411, and we are back again with thrilling speeches and many more. Talking about speeches, 2 years back, I gave my first speech. That was not just my first speech in this club, but it was my first speech in my entire life. I was nervous like anything, hand shaking, heart racing. I just wanted that this earth just swallow me. I had this weird belief at that time that all great storytellers or public speakers are born with some creative special abilities. And at least I am not born with that. But after 2 years now, I still may not be as great as those storytellers or public speakers. But one thing that I learned throughout this journey is that being a storyteller is all about consistent practice. Like any other skills, like we pursue in technical skills or motor skills, which we learn through practice, soft skills can also be learned. So I encourage all my members and dear friends to keep practicing, and one day you will be as great communicator as someone you have always admired. Talking about greatness, let's call our wonderful guest on the stage to get to know them one by one. And I would like to start with our first guest, Shaleen Kothia, to come on the stage and tell a little bit about himself. He's not our new guest, he's our recurring guest. Many of us already know, but for the new members, I would like you to introduce yourself. You, Charlene, your voice is not audible.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, Charlene, you're audible.
Okay. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. I am Toastmaster Shaleen. I am from Pink City Toastmasters Club, Jaipur. I have a habit of exploring and attending online meetings as well of Toastmasters, and that's why I am here. This is my third time at Turning Point Toastmasters Club. As far as my occupation is concerned, I right now I'm exploring to start an internet venture of my own, and I look forward to learning and improving myself as much as possible. That's all from my side.
Thank
Over
you
to you.
so much, Charlene, for joining us today. And I know you are here for table topic practice, and I let our TTM know about your contest, and she will definitely gives you a chance for the practice.
Thank you.
And now let's go to the announcements. Now, sorry, we are joined by a new member who is already experienced member, and has also been past district director. His name is Toastmaster Sandeep Rathori. Let's give huge round of applause for him and also call him on the stage to introduce himself, his hobbies, and also anything that he would like to share with everyone, his professional career or anything that he wants to share.
Hi, everyone. Very good evening to each one of you, and thank you for your warm welcome. As you know, that my name is Sandeep Raturi, and I have been a Toastmaster for I think more than 15 years now. And but I have not been very active in my role as a Toast. Although I am also the district chief judge as at this point of time, but unfortunately, I have not been able to attend my Toastmasters meeting for the last 3-4 months because of the clash of the timing. So I was looking for a new club because I don't want to be out of action for such a long time. So then I thought that Turning Point Toastmasters, I got to know about this online club and I saw that there are many members in the club. Unfortunately, the club that I was a part of, it's almost died now. I don't think they are going to renew for whatever reasons. So I think Turning Point Toastmasters Club, I've always heard name. When I was a district officer, I also had an opportunity to visit the club in person, probably when it was your 200th meeting or maybe 150th meeting when Rupinder used to be the president. So I always had that thing in my mind that I was looking for a club wherein I can, learn something more. And I can see that there are fantastic speakers here, and I believe I've come to the right place. And in a way, you can say I'm restarting my journey as a Toastmaster, as a member, and hopefully I'll get to learn a lot from each one of you. And looking forward to, as I said, restarting my journey. As about me, I work for an inbound travel company. So I love traveling. I love blogging. I'm an outspoken rationalist. I share my views on Facebook also. I love debating. And I think the only reason why I joined Toastmasters 15 years ago was because I was a bit hesitant. I was a bit shy. I always wanted to avoid opportunities. I wanted to avoid the situation wherein I had to speak in front of people. But here I am, a Toastmaster for so many years, and now I look forward to opportunities wherein I can speak in front of people so that I can improve further. And that is the only reason why I've joined Turning Point Toastmasters Club, and I'm sure that I'm going to learn a lot from each one of you. Thank you. Back
Thank
to
you
you.
so much, Toastmaster Sandeep. And we are so happy that you kept us in your mind and finally choose us to join as a member. And definitely with your experience, we also have so much to learn from you. And we look forward for your suggestions in future. And maybe you can give us different perspective about different roles, or how we should formulate a speech. So thank you so much for choosing us, and we would like to see you in different roles as soon as possible. Now let's shift our gear to theme of the evening. Fellow Toastmasters and dear guest, life is serious enough
Point of
bills.
order. Presiding officer, point of order. Nitin Pathak is here. He's also a guest.
Okay. So I just missed him. Okay, Toastmaster Nitin, Can you introduce yourself? Although all
Yeah,
our
exactly.
member knows that he's from our sister club SPTM. Can
Hi,
you
everyone.
introduce yourself and tell a bit about yourself?
Certainly. Thank you so much, Madam President. Thanks, Rupinder, as well. I'm Nitin Pathak. I'm part of Gurugram Professional Toastmasters Club. And somehow this time I'm available. So I thought let's chime into the meeting and attend as much as possible. From my side, love these meetings, love the club, and love the people inside it as well. Happy to be back here. And hopefully we'll again try to be there for a longer duration. Thanks.
Thank you so much, Nitin. We love you and we are so glad that you joined us today and see you in table topics as always. Okay, now back to our theme. Let's shift our gaze to theme of the evening. So as I was saying, life is serious and of bills, deadlines, and eternal struggle of untangling earphones. So today, let's hit pause on the heaviness and embrace the art of keeping things light. So theme of the evening is Keep It Light. And today, this meeting is led by Toastmaster Ashok Chaudhary. A little bit about Ashok. Ashok is an educator at UHS school in Bihar with a master's in mathematics. While he loves numbers, his true passion lies in public speaking and leadership. In his free time, he enjoys reading, writing poetry, and connecting with like-minded people. Let's join our hands while Toastmaster Ashok takes the stage.
Am I audible?
Toastmaster Ashok, you are audible and visible. Stage is yours.
Thank you,
Point of order,
President.
Toastmaster Ashok. You might
Yeah.
want to adjust your camera a little bit. There's a lot of headspace above you. Perfect. Yeah.
Thank you, presiding officer, for handing over the stage to me. And as you know that today's meeting theme is keep it light. In many cases, we feel very offended and we take something seriously or personally that we should not. And many circumstances comes into our life when we don't feel nice, don't feel light. So today's meeting theme is keep it light. So welcome all of you, and uh, for the benefit of the member, I would like to explain how every Toastmaster meeting works. And every Toastmaster meetings is divided into 3 segments. The first segment is prepared speeches, and second segment is table topic session, and final segment is evaluation. So let us talk little about the theme, that is keep it light. So how many of you have ever faced such kind of situation where you take things personally and you feel offended? Okay. I would like to go with AHA counter, Shaleen.
Okay, so this has happened multiple times. I have made cold calls. Uh, I, I, uh, I was leading sales for a region and I have made cold calls. And when they did not respond to me properly, when the person on the other side, I would think that they were disrespecting me, but they were in real sense, I was uh, interfering in their lives. I was kind of disturbing them. So I used to take that personally, but later on I realized that I should not do so.
Exactly. It is very difficult to not to take something personally or so. I would like to ask our DTM Toastmaster Rupinder Singh.
This happened day before yesterday. So at work, one of my general labor, he called me up and he said that he had broken his half mask. He was supposed to wear a half mask at work sites. And I went all the way from Surrey to Vancouver to give the half mask to him. I left at 8 o'clock. I returned home at 11:40. Now that half mask needs to have filters. And when I reached home, I saw a message from him saying that I forgot to give him the filters. And the work site was starting at 7 o'clock in the morning, which would mean that I would have to leave my home at something like 4 o'clock. I left at 4 o'clock. With the filters, halfway, he informed me that he had arranged the filters himself. Effectively, I slept for less than 2 hours, 3 hours. Today, this guy said that I found another opportunity and I'm moving on. And I was like, dude, I literally wasted more than 5 hours sleep for you. I found solace in the Gita quote that says, Karmanya vadika raste ma phaleshu kadachina, meaning that you have the right to work, you don't have right to the fruits. And I guess the way I look at it, it's his loss. So, but yeah, it did hurt me. Just the part that I
Exactly.
had to wake up for him.
Great lesson. Karmanyeva adhikarastu ma phalesu kadachana. Great philosophy. Anybody else? Would you like to share your experiences where you take something personally and you feel offended? Anyone?
Okay, if I can just butt in. Okay. So I think I won't say that it happens with me a lot nowadays, but I think when I was new in Toastmasters, at that time it used to happen a lot, when especially when I was a VP education or when I was the president of the club. People used to back out at the last minute, and you felt as if nobody cares for who you are, your leadership role. And but then I realized that this is what Toastmaster leadership is all about, that you don't have to force anyone to come and participate in and take up roles, but you have to influence them positively by the way how you walk the talk. So I think slowly and steadily I saw that when they see that I was taking up roles, I was giving speeches, I was doing everything, or the other leaders were doing everything, then slowly the clubs came forward and everybody started taking up roles more seriously. But yes, initially I felt bad and I felt as if people don't even want to listen to what I have to say, so maybe I was not a good leader. So I started looking down upon myself, but then I realized that this is what Toastmaster is all about. You just need to keep trying. And as you also said that Karmanya Vadika Raste Ma Fudeshu Gadachana, I think this is one mantra that helps you to keep working and without worrying about what the others are saying. Thank you.
Great, Sandeep. Great. And very good. And anybody else? So we will talk about the theme later on. Till then, let me explain how the Toastmaster meeting works. We have already discussed about it, and we are going to start with the first round of the meeting, that is prepared speeches. So
You might want to call the general evaluator first to introduce the role players.
Sorry. Before that, I would like to invite our general evaluator, Toastmaster Rupinder Singh. Please come on the stage and explain your role. Let us big round of applause for him.
Am I audible, visible?
Yes, audible and visible.
Super. Good evening, good morning, or buenos dias from wherever you are. My name is Rupinder, and I am privileged to be the general evaluator for this August presence. As a general evaluator, my task is to ensure that our meeting conforms to the Toastmasters values of integrity, respect, service, and excellence. To ensure that we are that we are compliant with the club mission statement as as enunciated by our Sergeant at Arms at the start of the meeting. Now, I have a set of role players who are going to help me with the same. I have speech evaluators, and to them, I encourage you to provide encouraging, effective, and enriching evaluations. I also have three role players who are going to tell me how to how to keep our communication concise, clear, and correct. The person who will help us keep our communication concise is someone called the timer. And I am given to understand that Sanjida was supposed to be our timer, but right now I think Megha is taking on that role. Megha, if you would unmute, do a sound check, and introduce the role of the timer.
Am I audible and visible?
You're audible, you're visible, you're incredible. Go ahead.
Thank you, Toastmaster Rupinder. Today, I'll be playing the role of the timer. My duty as a timer will be to show green cards, red card, and yellow card whenever the speaker will hit the time. For the prepared speeches, the timings will be I'll show green card at 5 minutes, yellow card at 6 minutes, and red card at 7 minutes. I will keep displaying my red card until and unless the speaker stops giving speech. For the table topic speakers, the green card will be showed at 1 minute, yellow card will be showed at 1.5 minutes, and red card at 2 minutes. For speech evaluators, the green card will be shown at 2 minutes, the yellow card at 2.5 minutes, and red card at 3 minutes. I will share my report at the end of the meeting when I'll be called upon by the general evaluator. And I will not share my screen. I will change my background as I'm showing you. This is my green background, if you all can see. The yellow background and the red background. Thank you.
Super. Megha, what I would suggest to you is if you could also raise your hand, that way you're in the top right corner, top left corner of our screens and easily identifiable. I would also request our tech master to spotlight the speakers as they are speaking. Pretty sure nobody wants to see my face when Megha is speaking. Moving ahead, our next role player is the R counter. This role helps us keep our communication clear. How does that happen? Let us welcome our AHA counter, Shaleen, from Pink City Toastmasters.
Thank you, General Evaluator Rupinder. Good evening, all once again. And today I'm your AHA counter. And let me explain to you what I'm going to do. Can I share my screen, please? I have to show that report.
Toastmaster Shalin, you have the rights now.
Okay. Thank you. So while we speak, we use filler sounds such as We use filler words also such as well, so, like, but, and we many a times repeat words also. What I'm going to do is I'm going to listen to you very attentively during your speeches and make a note of all these sounds and words that you use in your speeches. And at the end of today's meeting, I'm going to present my report when called upon by the general evaluator Rupinder. Try to score as low as possible on this scorecard and try to take strategic pauses while you speak. Over to you, general evaluator Rupinder.
Thank you, counter Shalin. I see that you're following the practice of writing 5+ when it goes more than 5. Excellent job. We now will move on to the role player that helps us keep our communication correct. And that role is the grammarian. And may I call ET to do a sound check and explain her role.
Am I audible and visible? Okay. Good evening, everyone. Thank you for having me today as grammarian for this wonderful Toastmaster meeting number 411. As grammarian, it is my responsibility to pay close attention to all the speakers and listen carefully to their language usage. I'll also take a note of any improper language uses as well as any outstanding words used, quotes, sayings, or thoughts. As grammarian, it is also my duty to share with you all the word of the day. The word of the day is captivating. It can be used as an adjective. For example, the meaning of the word is attracting and holding interest or attention, charming, enchanting, or fascinating. For example, the captivating performance of the orchestra left the audience in awe, completely absorbed in the music. The synonyms of the same can be fascinating, enchanting, alluring, mesmerizing, spellbinding. Thank you, everyone, and I'll be sharing my report when called upon by the journal evaluator. I encourage everyone to please use word of the day. I'll be messaging it in the chat.
Thank you, grammarian Iti, for a very captivating introduction to the role. And I'm pretty sure the audience stands captivated by your eloquent explanation. Well, the meeting is off to a positive start, and let's keep the positivity and the energy high. I hand it back to our impeccable Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Ashok. Let's spotlight him and let him enthrall us all. Toastmaster Ashok?
Yeah, am I audible?
Yes.
Okay. Now with that, thank you for explaining your role, our general evaluator, Toastmaster Rupinder. And we are now going to start our meeting and with the speaker number 1. And our speaker number 1 is Toastmaster. And before that, I would like to call his speech evaluator, Toastmaster Utkarsh Sharma. So give a big round of applause for Utkarsh Sharma to explain his role.
Thank you so much, Mr. Toastmaster of the Day. Greetings, everyone. My target speaker, Toastmaster Rajender, is attempting level 1 project of engaging humor path, which is writing a speech with purpose. The purpose of this project is for the member to learn or review basic methods for writing a speech with a defined purpose and to present a well-organized speech on any topic. The member will present a well-organized, well-delivered speech. That's one of the objectives. The other objective is that the speech can be humorous, informational, or any style the member chooses. And the speech content and style should work well together. I'm looking forward to a captivating speech by my target speaker. Timekeepers, please note that the timing of the speech will be 5 to 7 minutes. I wish Toastmaster Rajendra all the very best. Back to you, Mr. Toastmaster of the Day. I guess Toastmaster Megha has raised her hand.
No, I just raised my hand for the sake of to come first.
She raised her hand so that she's visible.
I'm visible, right?
Perfect, perfect. Thank you so much. Back to Mr. Toastmaster of the Day.
Okay, thank you, Toastmaster Utkarsh, for explaining your role so beautifully. Now our first speaker, Toastmaster Rajendra. Toastmaster Rajendra is a mechanical engineering by education, Six Sigma, export by productivity in improvement wizard from passion and learning at VP Manufacturing Excellence in one of the auto part manufacturing companies. And Toastmaster Rajendra, I will do it. I will do it. Toastmaster Rajendra.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ashok. Before timer start my time, I want to try to check whether I am audible and visible. Can anybody confirm? Okay,
Yes,
thank
you
you.
are.
Thank you, thank you. So it's my responsibility to keep our meeting light today, right? And again, I'm starting a new journey on engaging humor. So time keeper, please start my time now. How many of you deferred your speeches at least once and said, I will do it next meeting? Assume you are also procrastinating, and let me take you to the world of procrastination in which I lived for decades till the age of 50 before joining Toastmasters Club and captivating the skill of procrastination. Dear fellow postponers of the tasks, deferrer of duties, before starting this speech, let me check my phone, whether there are some messages or whatever it is. Okay. So let me grab some snacks before I start giving my speech. Toastmaster Aina, can we reschedule this meeting to next week? Or maybe Toastmaster Singla, Neeraj Singla, can you help me out in this? I will be doing this next week. People say tomorrow stays out of reach. Those people clearly are not procrastinators. For us, tomorrow sparkles with possibilities. That's where our best intentions live. That's where we store all the tasks we should be doing today. So let us do it tomorrow. We procrastinators live in different rules. While others follows, the early birds gets the worm, and we prefer second mouse gets the cheese. After all, the first mouse probably didn't procrastinate. And look what happened to them. As a highly qualified and captivating expert in procrastination, I can tell you that it takes a lot of skill, practice, patience to do nothing and delaying the things. I have spent decades honing my craft of procrastination. Think about all the great inventions that might have resulted from procrastination itself. Maybe Thomas Alva Edison was putting off some task when he invented light bulb. Maybe Alexander Graham Bell was avoiding his real work when he created the telephone. We as like-minded procrastinators strongly believe that procrastination is the mother of all the inventions. Some says the approach of I will do it tomorrow causes unnecessarily stress. But consider this doing early also creates stress too. You finish something ahead of time and then you're spending your days bothering that I would have done it better. So what is the fun of doing before if you are still in the stress? So stress is in both the cases. Let me give you some more examples that in my house, my wife usually makes sure that my room is clean at least thrice in a day. But me as a procrastinator, or maybe different angles, see that if the dust is not visible to you, why you are cleaning the room? We are not being messy. And we are just keep on conducting our experiments on the scientific observations that if there is no dust, why we are cleaning it? And there is a myth that procrastinators do not plan. We do plan. We plan extensively. We plan how we will plan. We plan what we will be doing after finishing planning. And you guys will never understand how much skill required for overthinking and doing nothing. Many of the wonders that why procrastinators stick to their ways, even knowing that there is another better way. We truly think that in future we will have more time, more energy, and more motivation than present. And some says that procrastinators shows perfectionism, that we put things off because we want flawless results. That's somewhat is true also, but also because we think perfect timing exists. It just not yet arrived. So let us do it tomorrow. Maybe tomorrow there will be best circumstances to get the things or maybe get the better results. Through years of dedicated practice, we have learned that deadlines hold different meanings for different people. Some see them as a fixed point in time. We see there's a starting point of negotiation which are flexible and can be changed. So that's what we need to learn, adaptability with the situation. So there are some fascinating about procrastinators that we get things done, maybe not early, maybe not smoothly, but we finish. And sometimes our last minute rush creates surprises results. Look at the Bollywood heroes. Look at the cricket players. Last 5 minutes, they change all the things. You will always remember the last over of the cricket match, whether it's the match of last, hitting sixes of MS Dhoni and winning World Cup, or maybe it's Kohli's chase, or maybe Hardik Pandya or Ravindra Jadeja chase in the final over. So here is tomorrow. That's magical place where all your tasks await. May your deadlines stay flexible, your excuses stay fresh, and your productivity sprouts and stay powerful. So let us do it tomorrow. So now, if you excuse me, this speech need to end. But let us keep the closing paragraph open for your future speech. Maybe I'll come up with better speech and I will deliver it I will do it in the next meeting or maybe next speech. Thank you, and over to Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Ashok Chaudhary.
Give a big round of applause for Toastmaster Rajendra for a wonderful speech delivered by him. And 30 seconds observation, 30 seconds will be given for observation for the evaluated to note down all the observed points. And timer is requested to let me know when 30 seconds is over.
The time is up.
Okay, thank you, timer, for remind me. And Now we have the second speaker, Toastmaster Neeraj Singla. And before I would like to invite her on the stage, I would like to invite her speech evaluator, Toastmaster Srishti Merhotra.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ashok. Can you confirm if I'm audible and visible?
Yes, audible and visible.
Okay, thank you. Today, I will be evaluating Toastmaster Neeraj Singla, who is attempting her level 4 project. The project is called Using Descriptive Language, and the purpose of this project is for the member to practice writing a speech with an emphasis on adding language to increase interest and impact. So I will be listening for descriptive words and literary elements such as plot and setting, and about the story that the speaker is telling. Am I engaged? Am I interested? So that is what I'll be evaluating for. Now back to you, Toastmaster Ashok.
Thank you, Srishti Merhotra, for explaining your role such a nice manner. Now I would like to invite the speaker of the second speaker of the day, Neeraj Singla.
Toastmaster of the evening, am I audible and visible?
Yeah, audible and visible. So Neeraj Singla is a data scientist by profession and Punjabi by heart. She is big time foodie and likes dabble with different things like makeup, driving, yoga, etc. And she enjoys watching TV series and hanging out with friends. She started her Toastmaster journey in March 2023 and has come a long way. So with that, Toastmaster Neeraj Singla, I wanted space until I got it. I wanted space until I got it. Neeraj Singla, stage is yours.
Respected Toastmaster of the evening, fellow Toastmasters, and dear guest. On May 2, 2022, I packed my bag, left my hometown Malerkotla in Punjab, and moved to Karnal in Haryana, as that day when I got married. Today, it's been 3 years, but there is not a single day that I missed my husband. Do you want to know why? Friends, we have been doing work from home since we got married. We share the same workspace. We do breakfast, lunch, dinner together. We plan trips together. We go to shopping together. Even when I visit my mother's house, he tags along with me. At this point, I am convinced that if I ever get kidnapped, he'll probably be sitting right next to me, negotiating the ransom. So yeah, practically, he never gave me a chance to miss him. Then on 28th Feb 2025, unexpected happened. His company organized a 3-day meeting in Goa. For the first time in 3 years, I was about to reclaim my bachelor's life. I can have complete workspace for myself, my playlist on full blast. I will watch TV like the old golden days during lunch, dinner, and breakfast. And the best part, the entire bed, the whole bed for myself. No more fighting over the blanket, no more accidental kicks in the middle of the night, just me sleeping in solitude. On the day of his departure, I dropped him off the gate, gave him a tight hug, waved goodbye with the biggest and most stretched smile on my face. As soon as he left, I got back home and I was on a mission. First thing first, tackling with all the pending tasks I had conveniently blamed him for delaying. I dug out my old books from the cupboard, neatly arranged them on the table bookshelf, clicked a picture, and proudly sent it to him. Mission accomplished. So far, so good. Next thing, I hit a play button on my favorite playlist, dove into my office work, and within a few minutes, I was soaring on a dopamine high. After an hour, I instinctively called his name, an old habit of mine, saying it even when I have nothing particular to say. But this time, there was no response. I turned around, and a strange emptiness crept in. His chair was vacant. Two blank screens were staring back at me. His notebooks and pen lying scattered on the table untouched. In that moment, my dopamine rush crashed, replaced by high level of cortisol. The room, which had felt like playground of freedom just hours ago, now felt like a cage. The silence was suffocating. Needing gear, I stepped onto the rooftop for a walk. 2 rounds in, a chill settled over me, something that I had never noticed before. Walking him for hours, lost in random discussions, I never noticed the chill that I was feeling that day. The air felt different, just like the space he left behind. Then I decided to go back to our bedroom. The moment I stepped in, my eyes landed on our picture, the one that I had printed for him in Germany. I had proudly told him that I bought the most expensive gift for you because, well, the printing is ridiculously expensive there. Of course, judging by his expressions, he never really believed me. And a smile crept on my face, remembering that moment. Then I glanced at the bed and, without thinking, lay down on his side. Staring at the feeling, I felt a wave of longing wash over me. I missed him badly. Then suddenly the idea of calling and messaging him struck me. After all, we no longer live in an era where people rely on pigeons, hard-written letters to stay in touch. I sent him a message. No reply. Then I called, no answer. And just like that, I was back, sitting alone with my solitude. Hours passed, and then ding ding. The sound of notification broke the silence. My heart leaped as I grabbed my phone, and it was him. A surge of euphoria rushed me through as I was hovering over his messages. And what did I see? A series of picture him dancing like maniac, partying as if the world were ending tomorrow. He was on fire, living it up, while I had spent my entire day drowning into his memories. Oh my God, I had wasted a whole day missing him, and there he was, having the time of his life without me. Okay, enough of this nonsense. I decided to reclaim my solo freedom, stick to my original plan of living the bachelor's dream, and with that thought, I went to sleep. The next day, I woke up at noon. Something I hadn't done in the past 3 years. A part of me was thrilled to have finally enjoyed such a long, uninterrupted sleep. But a part of me was sad as well, as again, unexpected sadness crept in. Every morning without fail, he would wake me up at 8 a.m. after returning from his yoga class. And today, for the first time, there was no one to do that. The same loneliness pulling me deeper into the bed. Memories of him hit me like a tidal wave, flooding my mind all at once. His infectious smile after a crazy dance move, the way he would cheer me up when I was down, his forcing me to go on evening walks, and his obsessions with healthy eating habits. Funny how are the things that used to annoy me are now the things I crave the most. Isn't it strange? We realize the value of someone when they are far away. When they are with us, we assume that they always be. Too often, we take people for granted and then later we mourn on their absence. We get caught up in work, in deadlines, in distractions, forgetting that the time doesn't wait. And the day when they are gone, we are left with nothing. But I wish I had. I wish I had spent more time. I wish I had called more often. I wish I had told them how much they meant to me. But friends' wishes doesn't bring people back. So today, I ask you, who is that person you have been meaning to call? Don't wait. Pick up your phone. Make the call to your parents, children, your grandparents, your close friends. Hug them tighter. Spend that extra moment because at the end, it's not money, promotion, or success that fills our hearts. It's the love that we shared, the memories that we cherished. Because, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests, they are priceless. Thank you, and back to you, Toastmaster of the evening, Ashok.
Give a big round of applause for Toastmaster Singla and for a wonderful speech delivered by her. And 30 seconds of silence will be observed for the evaluator to note down the observed point. And timer, you are requested to let me know the time when 30 seconds is over. And all the guests and members are requested to give the feedback on the virtual chit chat.
The time is up.
Okay, thank you, timer, for confirming the time. And now we have completed our first round and we have little time on which we can continue our theme. So guys, and you might have some different opinion and different experiences about your life, where, how, in which situation you felt bad, you felt offended, and you took the things personally, and you have experiences the consequences of it. I have also such kind of experiences, and I have come across many experiences in my life, and that is why I choose this theme for today's. And I was very badly caught in that situation. When this is an incident, I'm going to explain it and how its consequences spoil the relationship of years. One of my friend's daughter's marriage, he was cordially invited me, and I came after completing a long journey. And the moment I attended the wedding ceremony, I was just standing in front of him, and there was very little distance between him or me. And I was excited that he has called me and he will respect me, he will hug me, he will at least shake me hand. When I look into his eyes straight forward, directly, he just looked there, and I thought of that he was busy somewhere. Again, I faced him, and again he showed the same face. Then I realized, but I never left that place that very moment. I took my dinner and left the marriage party. And I remember 5 days later, I reached his home and tell my story. How did I feel? And he started making excuses, but I was just in front of him, so I could not believe him. And I directly said to him, there is no relation between you and me from now. And I had broken the relationship. So, how many of you guys experience such things where you really felt deeply offended? In many cases, whether it is relationship, even the place where you live, the place where you enjoy anything, whether it is your workplace, your family gathering, among your friends, you might have come across such kind of situations where a little negative remarks can make you feel hurt. So with that, what are these factors which really makes us so unhappy? So I would say this is your or mine ego. Ego is the minute things which makes us feeling such kind of and stimuli such kind of emotions that create a negative impact on our mind, and we forget, and we try to react immediately. That is not good for ourselves. So with that, we are going to start with our second round of the meeting, that is table topic session. So our table topic master is our Megha Bansal. Are you ready? So I would like to invite Megha Bansal to table topic session. So give a big round of applause for Megha Bansal. Stage is yours.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ashok, for calling me onto the stage for taking care of the next session. So, to inform you, everybody, the table topic session is a session where you all be going to practice impromptu speaking. I will be giving you topic and you have to speak on that topic for at most 2 minutes. I would request you to use the word of the day in your speeches, in your table topics content, if that word suits your content. So I would like you people to volunteer for the table topics, or I have to pick up by myself. Do we have any volunteers? Okay. So Shaleen have raised the hand. So the first topic for you is let me check your audio and video first.
Yeah. Am I audible and visible?
Yes, you are audible and visible. Acha, before that, I want Sanjita to acknowledge that she is handling the timing duties. Sanjita, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, thank you. So your topic for today is
Just hold on, please. I need to see Sanjita also. Like, her video is not on.
Sanjita, you'll be sharing slides, right?
I will be sharing my slides, yeah.
Oh, fine.
Okay, good to
your topic is the little things in relationship that matters the most. The little things in relationships that matters the most. Shaleen Kotla.
Moments make a lifetime. And these small moments that we spend with our family or maybe with our friends, they matter a lot. How many times it has happened that we have some interaction with our family member and say, for example, we get a compliment from a family member and we feel great. Also, it happens that sometimes when we have some kind of disagreement with with a family member or a friend, it hurts. Now, all these moments, when summed over a period of time, in my opinion, matter a lot. We always give importance to big events. If we meet some family member after a very long period of time, we feel that that moment is very important. However, what we forget is these small moments that we spend with our family and with our friends. They they can be much more important. I give you my example. I love to spend time with my family, my parents and my wife. One of my pastimes is to spend time watching some good movie or series with them. I try that I do this on a regular basis, almost every weekend. Now, when I do this for a period of time, I get a feeling of satisfaction. A feeling of satisfaction that I may not get even if I go on a 2 weeks long vacation. I feel that I have done something consistently over a period of time and I feel a sense of achievement. So I, through this speech, will give this message to you all that please believe in the compound effect, have spend these small moments with your family members and relatives and enjoy your life. Over to you, table topic master.
Wonderful, Shaleen. You're right. We should enjoy spending little things and not wait for the bigger things to happen when it comes to relationships and family. So, do I have another volunteer for the table topic?
I nominate Sandeep Raturi.
Sandeep, yes. Shall we have a quick audio video check?
Yeah, hi, am I audible?
Yes, you are audible and you're also visible. Your topic is, do you read books? Like, this is not a topic, I'm just asking. Do you read books?
Yes, I do.
Okay. So, what is a book that changed your life? Tell us about a book that changed your life. Over to you.
Okay, so I don't really think that a book can change your life, but I think a lot of books can make a big effect on your life and it can transform you in some way. But I know I've heard it from so many people that they read one book and their life was completely transformed. I have read a lot of books, and I cannot single out one book that has made any huge transformation in my life. But yes, what I can definitely say that books can be your best friends. And in my life, I don't have only one friend. I have a lot of friends, and every single friend of mine has made some changes in my life, some positive changes or some sort of transformation in my life. I think the same is the story with the books as well. I have read a lot of books, a lot of non-fiction books, a lot of fiction books, and I think every single books will give you something that you didn't have before you have read that book. Even if it is a bad book, you will learn something out of it. So I think reading is one habit that I would recommend to everyone. And I've met a lot of people who say that reading is not for me, or maybe I can do a lot of other things, but I can't read books. So I say that if you're not reading books, I think you're missing something very important in your life. And coming back to the topic, that which is one single book. So let me give you example. The book that I'm reading as of now is a book that says that you shouldn't think much, that thinking has a negative impact on your life. And it has a very counterintuitive approach, because all my life I thought I used to consider myself a very logical person, a very rational person, and I always used to think that thinking is very important. But this is the book which says exactly the opposite of it. And it says that thoughts are good, but thinking is not. And what essentially the book says is that overthinking is something that leads to suffering. And I know that I'm still trying to get a hang of it. I'm still trying to understand what exactly is the message that I can get from that book. But whatever I have learned from that book, that is something which I was not aware of before. And they say that if you're not aware of something, you can't change it. And once you become aware of something, you can't help but change yourself. So I think books definitely can make you a better person. But yes, you have to choose your books carefully. And to the main topic, I would say there is not one single book that has changed my life, but every single book that I have read have helped me become a better person. Back to you.
Wonderful. This is a takeaway from your content that every book teaches us something, be it bad or be it good book. Okay, so another volunteer for the next table topic.
We have a
Satish,
guest.
yes, Satish, are you there? Do you want to take on table topic?
Okay, I shall make an attempt.
Pardon me?
I shall try.
Okay, thank you. So your topic is, let me spotlight you first. Tell us about the last trip you had. Tell us about the last trip you had.
Very good evening to all. Thank you for inviting me for this table topic. So the last trip I remember is the trip to China. China, in our concept, it is the utopia of Marxism Leninism. The everybody during the youth, they admire the Maoist movement in China, and revolution happened in China very much. So that was the concept everybody had during their adolescent period. So everybody want to become a rebellion during that period. So we went to China in a group trip and saw the expecting the greatness of China very much. But when we learned the situation, the China is also not practicing the true socialist communist policy. They changed very much and turned to become a capitalist country. We see everywhere everything the capitalism is following. So it was an eye-opener journey for us. And proved that capitalism is the solution for everything. The communism and the philosophy behind Marxism is no more practical. They proved it is proved by the China. So this is the trip I had last and learned a big lesson in my life. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Satish. When it comes to China, I can only say, may God give some wisdom to China. Okay, so my next volunteer for the table topic will be, I'm sure I'm gonna pick it. Abhijit, do you wanna try? I know you are table topic evaluator as well.
Yes, so I'm not very sure. Ideally, I shouldn't. But in case if unanimously, if people are okay, comfortable, then I can.
I'll do your evaluation. Go ahead.
Thanks, Rupender. Thanks for stepping it up. Okay, thanks, Megha.
Okay, so your topic is, where are you? Yes, spotlight you first.
Wait, let me just change the direction. Yes.
Okay, how should one ideally start a day? How should one ideally start a day?
In reality, which is in real life, there are many ways to effectively start a day. Wake up on a summer morning, which is in the month of April. Probably go out for a small walk because the morning hours are really pleasant these days in the Delhi NCR region. And thereafter, if you are a corporate servant, then quickly get ready and then rush off to work. Entire day, slog around, work for your manager, for your organization, come back exhausted, enter into Turning Point Toastmasters meeting late in the evening, and attempt a table topics. Wow. That's the beauty of being a true Toastmaster and a table topic speaker. But how does my actual mornings effectively starts? Start off by having n number of snoozes, because when I start off, I set my timing at 5:30 because 7 o'clock in the morning, I have to get my cab right out of my gate and then rush to office. What it turns out to be that 5:30 a.m. morning, a wake-up call for me turns out to be a 6:15 or 6:20 because it's the sixth or the seventh time that I keep on pressing the snooze button because it's summertime, my friends. The AC, the air conditioner is on, and that makes me a bit of lazy in the morning to really wake up with the comfort that I have to get really chilled up in the morning. But when I wake up, it's really a fast track basis that I have to get ready and then walk out, even ignoring the morning walks. But on a Saturday or Sunday, if my table topic master, Toastmaster Megha, asked me, Abhijit, what is your ideal day, how to start with? Then it's a way too different from the normal working days. Saturdays and Sundays are the times that I relax. I sleep to the core. I take as much amount of rest that is required for me to do so. And the entire day is all fun, enjoyment, at the same time going out with families, having a nice time, and making sure a moment to get to attend any Toastmasters meeting is never missed out. Just like what I'm doing right now. Table topic master, what is your ideal day and how does it start with? Over to you.
Glad to have you in our meetings, Abhijit. For me, the ideal mornings are slow mornings. I don't like to rush. I love to wake up early so that I can have my own time, my own tea or coffee, whatever I would like to have. So the next topic, Anshuman, you have just joined our meeting. Do you want to try table topic? Are you there?
Such a wrong time to join.
Such a right
How
time
can I
to
say
join.
no? We are not allowed to say no, right?
Yes.
But I can attempt.
Okay. So your topic is, when was the last time you tried something new? When was the last time you tried something new? Anshuman.
Trying something new is a human activity which all of us pursue almost every moment, every day. Trying out this table topic itself is quite new for me because I'm thinking about the topic for the first time. However, if I have to think about trying out something new broadly, it will be the book from Taleb, which I'm reading right now, called Anti Fragility. That's an area which I did not explore before, of how I, as a person, can be anti fragile. Just thinking through that dream, that usually, if a major event occurs, that for example, I go bankrupt, I may feel that I have lost everything in life. But what this book is teaching me is how I can develop a life where any adverse event that can occur, I am anti fragile, which may involve doing scenario planning, may involve developing a belief system which is not involve um, any incident where I become vulnerable to adversities in life. And this was mind blowing for me because it goes against the norm. So, thinking about a new belief system, new mindset is one aspect. Another aspect definitely remains looking at new thoughts and ideas coming in the ecosystem, which I can absorb and evolve myself. Thank you. Over to you, Toastmaster Mega. And obviously curious, what are you up to new these days?
If you ask me, Anshuman, I am trying to build a reading habit nowadays. I'm trying to read a book, trying to take out some time to read it. The book is The 5 a.m. Club. Okay. So, do I have time for the another topic? Can anyone confirm? Toastmaster
I
Rupinder.
think we should. I think we should wrap up.
Okay. So, do we have any volunteer? Do anyone wish to take table topic? Else we can wrap up. Okay. So it's time to wrap up the table topic session. Nice to interact with you all, to hear from you all, and hope you liked my topics. I would love to give the stage back to Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Ashok.
Thank you, Megha, for the wonderful session which you performed, and you kept all the audiences and members, guests captivating, and that's a wonderful job done by you. Now we are very close to the third segment, and before we move to third segment, let us explain about if some kind of situation which is not good to our health, good to our mental peace, what should we do in this situation where a number of things which is not good for our health and we are taking things personally which is not beneficial, how should avoid them? So we can have a majority of remedies and solution, but we have a limited powerful solution. By acquiring them, we can prevent them. First one. First of all, we need to choose either we want to be right or be happy. Guys, as you know, it is important to be happy. So to be happy, we have to be think over it whether I should react or be proactive. If we are proactive, we can prevent being taken things personally. So in that scenario, we have to be given a little pause and think, is it really for us or really for me? If it is, then you take it personally, mind it, it should not be harmful for you. Secondly, strengthen your value. I have 100 rupees note. If you crumple it, you can fold it many times, still people value it. So in this case, if we want to be positive and if we want people will respect us, no matter they will hit you, they will attack you, and they will crumple you, but innerly they will keep your value. So you always focus on maintain your values. And sometimes it is very difficult to tolerate such negative remarks and attacking. So in this situation where we are out of control, one thing we must do, let them go. And sometime, suppose I'm in a situation where people are not saying anything, but they are looking the way we don't like it or you don't like it. In that particular situation, you become very serious and stressed. Though they are not giving you negative or any negative remark, or you feel not good, in that case, you should not assume anything. So these are the things we should keep in our mind, thinking that peaceful mind is necessary. It is not important to be wrong or right. It is important to be mentally healthy and be confident. So with that, now we have reached to the final segment of our meeting, and I would like to invite our general evaluator, Toastmaster Rupinder Singh. So with a big round of applause, please help me welcome Toastmaster Rupinder, our general evaluator.
Thank you very much. Am I clearly audible and visible?
Yeah, audible and visible.
Thank you. I certainly related to your comment that you can be right or you can be happy. About more than 20 years of marriage has taught me that. So let's get started with our speech evaluations, and then we will have the table topics evaluation. I would like to call on stage our first evaluator, Toastmaster Utkarsh. Utkarsh, let's do a very quick audio video check.
Hi, distinguished Toastmaster Rupinder. Am I audible? Am I visible?
Yes, you are audible and visible, and I see you are spotlighted. You're good to go.
Thank you so much, Mr. General Evaluator. Captivating, motivating, and uplifting. What a rollicking speech by you, Toastmaster Rajender. It was quite a pleasure listening to you today, and there were so many highlights in your speeches, and I will quickly specify those, and I'll begin with those highlights. First up, I loved the whole anticipatory act and starting with the hook and those questions. Like this was a classic case of even when you're given a very universal and a mundane topic. I mean, procrastination is something that you hear very often, but you can still make it interesting with those examples, with kind of quirkiness that you brought to your speech. So fantastic, fantastic. Second, I loved that you substantiated your arguments for like a very universal topic with several examples and case studies. You talked about Thomas Edison, you talked about Alexander Graham, I think you gave a cricket analogy as well. So, loved those aspects. What I also loved is the kind of arguments and sort of busting the myths that you brought with respect to your speech. And you talked about that how procrastination is kind of taken for that you are more of like a perfectionist. You want to be a perfectionist. That's why you're procrastinating. All of those arguments that you brought, so those were like added like a depth and kind of a credibility to your speech. So which made the overall speech very, very engaging. So these were certain highlights. Talking about the areas of improvement today. First up, the hand gestures and the eye contact, Toastmaster Rajendra. I felt like the hand gestures should be more purposeful and natural. So I would request and urge that, maybe you can try to be a lot more open and fluid when it comes to your gestures. And while maintaining eye contact, I also kind of deal with the same issue. My eye contact is still not intact right in front of the camera. I also hover around. So that's something that you can kind of incorporate in your future speeches. Also, since your path is all about humor, you've chosen engaging humor path, and there were several opportunities for you to make certain punches here and there. I remember that you gave an example where you talked about that your wife is very finicky when it comes to cleanliness, and then but you are not. So you could have made that a little more humorous and worked on those punches. So that's another area of recommendation I could give you. The other thing that I want to talk about is beautiful starting, very engaging, very like the hook was there. Somehow I felt like the ending part was very confusing. I didn't understand the part where you said, "If you excuse me, I'm going to end my speech" or something of those sort. Like I didn't understand the entire ending part. So the closure could have been a lot more impactful. Um, Otherwise, these are certain pointers, and I have. Otherwise, the speech was fantastic. I loved the fact that even a universal topic, we can make it much more engaging. So the challenge for you would be to possibly work on those chuckle, those pointers, or those certain elements which you could make it to a little comic or add humor to them. Maybe work on your hand gestures and eye contact. This is your second speech. I mean, you are fantastic already. I'm so excited for your journey as a speaker, Toastmaster Rajendra. All the very best. And this is all from my side. Back to you, Mr. General Evaluator.
Thank you, Utkarsh, for that rather captivating evaluation. And I now request that our second evaluator, Toastmaster Srishti, be spotlighted. Srishti, let's have a very quick audio video check.
Hi, just checking. Am I audible and visible?
You're audible and you're visible and you're good to go.
Thank you. I wanted space until I got it. As by the request of our speaker, Toastmaster Neeraj, I am actually going to divide today's evaluation into two parts. The first part, I'm going to address the objective of her speech. And in the second part, I'm going to assess this speech for its appropriateness to be used as an ISC speech. For the first part, it was a captivating speech full of humor and full of humor and centered around a topic that was meaningful and is relatable to all. I'll start with the positives. You had a great, interesting start, a rhetorical question, a funny incident. Unexpected placement was littered throughout your speech. Accidental kicks, unexpected sentences clashing against each other, leading to the humorous quality of your speech. The objective was to have great visual imagery, or it was to have great descriptive language, and you manage to use it effectively to create descriptive imagery throughout your speech. The very fun images of your dopamine levels falling and your cortisol levels rising also brought a chuckle in me, especially ideas of pigeons and other visual images that you created were very beautiful and evocative, so I appreciate that. However, there are a few things I would like for you to work on. First being the descriptions and okay, so first, the major disconnect that I find here with your speech, and I think this is also something that's going to carry forward to the section where I speak about this appropriateness to an ISC speech, is that you chose a very meaningful message about appreciating people while they are still here, and you combine that with a speech that is quite humorous. I think the attempt was fair. However, I felt the gravity of the stories that you picked versus the gravity of message was mismatched. So, pardon me for saying this, but your partner had left you for 3 days and not for a lifetime. And therefore, somewhere when you went to the message side, the message became heavy in a way that disbalanced the scale for me. So the lightheartedness of the story and the seriousness of the message I felt were in conflict with each other. And that is what I would also take forward to talk about the appropriateness to ISC, is that your message is great, your story is great. However, I feel that you need to marry them a little better. Over to you, Toastmaster Rupinder.
Thank you, Srishti. I can see you are mindful of time.
For once.
I will now call upon our table topic evaluator Abhijit to deliver his evaluation. And after that, I'll give my evaluation of Abhijit's speech. Abhijit, let's do an audio video check. Let's spotlight Abhijit, please.
Thank you, Rupinder. Am I audible and clearly visible?
You're audible, you're visible, and you're spotlighted. Go ahead.
Thank you so much. I, in my role of table topics evaluator, would be giving my feedback on 4 of the table topics attempted. There were a total of 5, including me. So first speaker who went was Shalin. Is he Shalin there? Kotia. The little things in relationships that matters the most was the title. And the most important thing that you started off is about moments. When I talk about little things, the thing that really hooked to your attempt to the table topics of 1 to 2 minutes was the word moment. When you start off, that moments really make a lifetime. Small moments that you gave an example that with your friends and families was a little cherry on the cake. And most importantly, the important element is a personal touch that you had to give up, talk about your parents and wife, to go out with them for movies, vacations. This, all of them were kind of mixed bag of the one which made your speech very special and to be heard. But importantly, in terms of the recommendation which I would like to give Shalin is, all said and done, what really matters and why audience members would like to stay touch in that 1 to 2 minutes, which is a very short span of time, is the first hit, is the quick connect that you want to have, which is the personal anecdote, which I would always highlight, emphasize. Your parents, your wife. This came towards the fag end of your speech after the yellow card. If you would have brought these characters, your parent, both your mother and father, and your wife, from the very beginning, and you would have taken us through the journey of your little moments in relationships that you had, you could have had more examples about your colleagues, your friends towards a fan. So most of them was very generic of how those moments really makes things special for you in relationships. But if you would have added more flavor, it could have been more better and more lively. Apart from that, overall, contemplating the entire speech attempt, it was found to be good. Have more of personal touch. That's the only feedback. Next speaker was Sandeep Raturi. one single book which had changed his life. Sandeep, for the matter of fact that I know that you're a great speaker, you started off by talking about your learnings, and most importantly about the different books that you read. But then when you highlight one single book and you tried emphasizing on that, by that time it was almost 1 minute 30 seconds. I was trying to understand that what exactly was that book all about, which truly made all the difference in your life, is what I was trying to find. When you keep on seeing a great speaker right on the stage deliver good speeches, then you have set a benchmark already. You know, for the matter of fact that everybody looks upon you as somebody whom they want to have a takeaways like, oh, this speaker is there, so I would love to learn from it. Somewhere in that element, this particular message, that single book which changed your life, did not really come out well. Your overall structure was good, your attempt relatable to the speech, but then what that single book, when I talk about connecting to the title, what was the name of that single book? That did not come out. I still don't know what was that single book, which was that book which completely changed your life. So if I'm mistaken, I may be mistaken, but I think I did not hear the name of the book, the title, and how did it change your life? Truly, that didn't come out well. So I think overall, as a table topics attempt from a speaker like yours, I'm convinced, but I could have expected more. That's the only thing which I'm saying. Okay. Now, Satish was the third speaker. Last trip you had. Is Satish there? Yes, Satish is there. Satish talked about his trip to China and his personal touch that he brought in the element. He started off directly by talking about his trip to China. And he had some of the areas where he highlighted, where he said that how his trip to China was somewhat very special, what did he do, and everything which really made, sorry, a bit distracting on the polls. Okay, so which you really highlighted, Satish. But when I talk about a table topic speech, it also does have an opening, body, and conclusion. You straight away went to the opening when you talked about the last trip was to China. Yes, true. Now, when I talk about what was the experience there, you did touch upon it. That was the main body of it. But when I talk about more the conclusion part of it, what was the learning? A trip to China is fine, but then you had some experiences, some climax. Would that been a case, it would have been more attractive to hear. I'll give an example. China, I never went, but if I would have just spoken out of the box saying that China was a place that I visited last, the Great Wall of China, it resembled to the one of the fortresses in Jaipur that I visited as well. If I may not have visited China, but the Great Wall of China, I could relate to something here in India or somewhere else. The relatability, something even if it's virtual, but if you have not met, there's always storytelling is something that a concept of such kind of topics can make your speech special. It may not be exactly to a place where you visit, but sometimes storytelling, bringing in some of the stories which could be very much virtual, but also very attractive to listen to, will always make your speech even more vulnerable to be heard. That's something that you can look upon, Satish. So, great attempt, but then more of emphasis and relatability on terms of personal touch and climax is what I'm talking about. And the fifth speaker was Anshuman. When was the last time you tried something new? You had a book that you said that you read about anti-fragility. You had a good beginning, Toastmaster Anshuman, and a surprising element of it in the entire speech. Your effective closure of the speech was also good. So we could really understand that you were trying to close, your conclusion is about to happen, which is really good in any kind of speech formation. This is something which I can understand. One of the recommendations, Toastmaster Anshuman, which I personally would like to suggest here, is that when you talk about when was the last time you tried something new, if you look at the title of it, which the table topic master gave you, when was the last time you tried something new? So you did highlight that you tried something new, but when was the last time? If I punch into this, that is the first part of this title. you could say a week before I went through a book, or probably a fortnight's time from now on, I read a book on anti-fragility. And over a period of these last 2 weeks, this is the experience. So if you break the title into half, I think one element was somewhat missing. When was the last time, right? The time factor was nowhere in the speech, which I could not get. Again, saying that your speech was good, Anshuman, but these small things in table topics, a judge, if I'm more than an evaluator, I was trying to see where are the pointers which I can probably award it to you to make you understand the essence of PREP, which is the preparation, then the examples, then the reasoning, and then finally the preparation, right? So this is what it is. Overall, I think 1, 2, 3, 4 speeches are done, and from my side, all the evaluations, I leave it to general evaluator Rupinder Singh to give the feedback on my attempt, and then carry on the other session.
Thank you, Abhijit. As far as your speech was concerned, I noted that you created some relatable experiences. I myself have been trying to get up at since 3 o'clock this morning. I ultimately got up at 4:30, and it's a miracle that I reached office in time. So I could totally relate to that. And I've seen this as a pattern, but I think it's a good idea to ask the table topics master for their take on the table topic. Superb job there. What I would suggest to you is that focus on the topic. The topic was how should one ideally start a day? And in many parts of your speech, you went through as to how a typical day goes. You went into the rest of the day. The focus was starting a day. To refer back to the example that you gave, prep, that really helps keep things in focus. So you give your perspective, you give your reason, you give your example, you come back to your perspective. That helps keeping things in focus. Having said that, I am ready with the tag team reports. Let's see how correct we were. I'm going to start with the grammarian, then move on to the R counter, and finally the timer can present their report. Let's start with our timer. Let's have her spotlighted. The captivating Iti Mehrotra, ladies and gentlemen.
Am I audible and visible?
You are, and you may go ahead.
Just give me a minute. Let me share my report. Is my report visible? Okay. Now, first of all, kudos to everyone who used the word captivating in their speeches. I want to say the name. It's Toastmaster Rupinder Singh, Toastmaster Utkarsh Sharma, Toastmaster Rajendra Arora, Toastmaster Ashok, and Toastmaster Shishti Mehrotra. Thank you so much. And it's a wonderful power-packed meeting, I must say, because a lot of I can say that both the speakers and all the role players are playing today. They are playing the role like an encyclopedia. I have to search so much in the Google and write down each and every word to point out the meaning of the same. I want to eliminate few of them for your reference. First one is procrastination, to keep delaying. Another one is flawless, without any imperfection. Then if euphoria, it's extremely strong feeling of happiness. Compound effect, that is the cumulative impact of small, consistent actions or habits over time, leading to significant and other exponential results. Rebellion, that is the action of fighting against authority or refusing to accept rules. Slog around, to work hard for a long period at something difficult or boring. Adversity, difficulties or problems. Anti-fragile, it's something that improves or becomes stronger when exposed to stress, uncertainty or risk. Rhetorical question means a question that does not necessitate an immediate answer. Chuckle, like a slightly suppressed laugh and generally quiet. Lot of metaphors, phrases, sayings were also being used. I want to highlight some of them. The early bird gets the worm, but the second mouse gets the cheese. Means while being first can be beneficial, strategic timing and learning from others can lead to even greater success. Productivity sprouts. It's a saying which means a creative way to describe a sudden or rapid increase or emergence of something, often referring to new ideas, initiatives, or growth. Dug out to find something that has been hidden or forgotten for a long time. Tidal wave flooding my mind describes a feeling of being overwhelmed by thoughts, emotions, or sudden influx of information, similar to tidal wave engulfing a coastline, bursting the myth to expose the falseness or hollowness. That's it from my side. Thank you so much. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Iti, for that very informative grammarian report. I will now call upon our accounter to deliver their report. Well, I see that he's already spotlighted. All the best, Toastmaster Shalini.
Thank you, General Evaluator Rupinder. I'll share my screen to show you the spreadsheet. So there were two people today who did not have any filler words or sounds or any unintentional long pauses. So they were Neeraj and Iti, and they spoke for quite a long time as well. Second point for in my report, there were the R's were on a higher side. I use R's quite a lot myself, so you can take care of that. Then some people had words, repeated words, such as you know. So Sandeep used it twice. There was another another set of words, kind of, which was used twice by me. Then Utkarsh spoke for long. So that's why he might have had many repetitive words. And Rajinder spoke for 7 minutes, and he had only one repetitive word, no filler sounds. He used that for months. Then there were people who had some very good strategic pauses. In fact, all those people who spoke for long had good strategic pauses. Neeraj, Rupinder, Utkarsh, Rajinder, and Shishti, and Abhijit also. A few suggestions from my side. Please record yourself when you are practicing giving speeches. In that way, you can find out what are filler words or sounds you use while speaking. And also, something that I'm practicing these days is pauses. So pauses give you the time to think and articulate your thoughts and speak more confidently. So that's all from my side, General Evaluator. Over to you.
Thank you for clarifying how we speak, Toastmaster Shalin, as our counter. And I know that we've had our challenges with timing today. And I think this is the first meeting that has seen us go through at least 3 different timers, with the fourth one coming in to report. Toastmaster Anshuman, if you could be spotlighted, please, and do a quick audio video check and then get started.
I think it's going to be Toastmaster Sangeeta presenting the report. I'm just sharing my screen with the report. Toastmaster Sangeeta, do you want to?
Toastmaster, when she left the meeting, due to
All
some
right. Okay, so I am here presenting the report pretty spontaneously, even without looking at what the report is. But I'll try doing that. So, in terms of prepared speeches, Toastmaster Rajendra took a time of 7 minutes 14 seconds. Toastmaster Neeraj took a time of 9 minutes and 26 seconds. I'm okay, so maximum time is 7 minutes. So Toastmaster Neeraj definitely is not within the time. That's pretty clear. But Toastmaster Rajendra looks to be within the 30-second buffer time. For table topics, Toastmaster Shaleen took 2 minutes 33 seconds. Toastmaster Sandeep took 2 minutes 25 seconds. Toastmaster Satish took 2 minutes 15 seconds. Toastmaster Abhijit 2 minutes 33 seconds. Quite coincidentally equal to Toastmaster Shaleen. I don't know if they calibrated beforehand for it. Doesn't look like it. Toastmaster Anshuman took 1 minute 53 seconds, well within the 2 minute time frame. Looks like he's the only one within 2 minutes. The speech evaluators, Toastmaster Utkarsh, 3 minutes 30 seconds. Right on time. I don't know if 3 minutes 30 seconds is qualifying time, not qualifying time. Someone can tell. And Toastmaster 3 minutes 20 seconds within the timeline. That's great. Congratulations, Toastmaster. Thank you. Over to you, General Evaluator, Distinguished Toastmaster Rupinder.
You, Anshuman, and just for your information, if it's 3 minutes 30 seconds and not 3 minutes 31 seconds, then the speaker is considered to be within time. So if it is 3 minutes 30 seconds and 3 minutes 30 seconds and 29 something milliseconds or whatever, you are within time. If it is 3 minutes 31 seconds, you are disqualified. I learned that the hard way. Okay. So I'll get started with my general evaluator report. And pardon me because I'm looking at another screen for my general evaluator report. So eye contact might be a challenge. The meeting started on time. I absolutely love the way Toastmaster Priyanka laid down the law. Or another term is she threw the rule book saying that at 7 o'clock the meeting is going to start. So the meeting started on time, keeping in tradition with the Turning Point Toastmasters tradition of always being on time. You can tell that it is 7 o'clock by the way a Turning Point Toastmasters meeting started. Thank you, Priyanka, for keeping that tradition alive. Another thing that I liked about her Sergeant at Arms was that she was energetic. She set the tempo for the meeting. Then our presiding officer had a rather challenging task of carrying on the energy that Toastmaster Priyanka generated. And she did an absolutely amazing job of that. Superb introduction. And I loved the metaphor of untangling wires. And aren't we all untangling wires, literally and figuratively? Coming to the Toastmaster of the day, Ashok, you kind of remind me of Anand Kumar of the Super 30 fame every time you come up on the stage to speak for some reason. I liked how you started. You invoked feedback. The theme of the day was well chosen. You gave an insight into the theme. You explained the meeting structure properly. You displayed energy and enthusiasm. You introduced the speakers properly. Where I would want to see you improve, Toastmaster Ashok, the role of a Toastmaster is more to introduce and facilitate than to educate and inform. Yes, the theme is important, but if the theme is, by the way, Rupinder was never a table topic speaker. So in case you're going to vote for me, thank you very much, but I'm not eligible. I'll also cast my vote and then I'll move on. Also, as I was saying, the role of the Toastmaster of the meeting is to facilitate. Okay. If you want to talk about this topic in more detail, I would suggest that you do a speech around it and have a longer speech, 8 to 10 minutes or 20 minutes. Make it a TED talk. Other than that, you ticked all the boxes. To the table topic master, the table topic section was properly explained and the table topics were appropriate to guests and to Toastmasters. I like the fact that you invited the guests to participate. I would say that timings were followed according to the agenda. We closed in time so that we can end the meeting in time. My suggestion to you would be to keep the topics to less than 10 words. That way the topics are easier to remember. The table topics evaluator and speech evaluators, I can say with confidence for each one of them that the that the tone was positive and encouraging. How to improve suggestions were provided. Speaker was able to identify the next course of action. The speech evaluators specifically were aware of project details and read out the speech objectives in a proper manner. I would refrain from using two words when I'm evaluating. One word is very, especially when giving recommendations. At that point, I would not want to say that I found it very distracting or something like that. The other one is to use however, because especially in my case, I stop listening after however or but. So when if you're saying Rupinder gave a great speech, but well, Rupinder has switched off after the but. So try having a more natural transition without using the word but. I know it is a challenge, and it took me some time to get over this challenge, but try not using but and however in your evaluations. I'm coming to my tag team, and everyone did a wonderful job, even with the rather convoluted role that the timer was. The timers kept on changing patterns, but I would say the timers did an excellent job of keeping the meeting on time, even though there were different timers. The R counter, your role was well explained. The report was well delivered. Uh, Here's a suggestion. If you are going to do what you are doing with that Excel sheet, maybe conditional formatting or color coding so that the from green to red, so that the higher number of accounts they show up as red and the lower numbers they are in the green would be could be an enhancement that you might want to consider. Grammarian, well, ET, I've always been a fan of your grammarian skills. And today was no exception. The word of the day was properly explained, report was well delivered, the role was well explained. I would want to give generic feedback to everyone. One is to distinguish between Toastmaster and Toastmasters. Toastmasters is the organization, or when you're referring to more than one Toastmaster. Toastmaster is an address, a singular address. For example, Toastmaster Anshuman, Toastmaster Neeraj. So just be mindful of that. When it comes to the meeting, I saw that chat room was generally quiet. Speeches did not feature language that was kind of offensive. And there was one instance of the general evaluator unmuting unnecessarily. So the general evaluator needs to be flogged for that. No, don't flog me, please. I like that even though we are an online club, the applause and energy of the meeting was at a high. We could do something about backouts, but I would say that again, I used but. I would say that the meeting was conducted in the utmost professional manner that Turning Point Toastmasters has come to be identified with. We might finish a little later, but that's it for the general evaluator. It was an honor doing general evaluation for you. I hand it back to our Toastmaster of the day, Ashok Chaudhary. Ashok, you're on. Ashok, are you there?
Yeah. Thank you, our general evaluator, for conducting the evaluation section. And now I would like to hand over the stage to our presiding officer, and stage is yours now.
Toastmaster of the evening, am I audible and visible?
Yes.
Thank you so much. First, I would like to thank to all role players who have participated today and also do justice to their role. Now, in the interest of time, I would like to quickly jump to the polls. As I have best role player award open in front of me, I want to ask everyone to please cast your vote quickly so that I can announce the results. Okay, so I have ended it. Now the best role player goes to our DTM Toastmaster Rupinder Singh for giving the wholeheartedly feedback for overall meeting and give us some point which we can quickly work on. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Rupinder. And the best table topic speaker goes to, I have made some blunder here, but so pardon me for that. But to do the justice, the best table topic speaker goes to Shaleen Kotia. Can we have huge round of applause for him? And I'm not just saying that we won or so, but you actually got the votes. Even, Rupinder was there in the list. And now moving on to best auxiliary role player. And it goes to our grammarian Toastmaster Iti Mehrotra. As Rupinder always says, we always admire the way you perform this role. And the best speech evaluator goes to Toastmaster Shrishti Mehrotra, my speech evaluator. Thank you so much, Shrishti, for giving such a valuable feedback to me. And the best prepared speaker goes to, although I was out of time, thank you so much voting for me. And because I was disqualified, I would like to give it to Toastmaster Rajendra Kumar. I see Anshuman is laughing. I don't know what to say here, but I just realized I got disqualified. And now, now I want to call our guest to get his feedback, Shaleen, on the stage for today's meeting. Anything he would like to highlight?
No, taking inspiration from TM Neeraj, I would like to hand over my award to someone else. And I don't remember who all spoke, but I was also disqualified. So
Okay,
honestly
okay.
speaking, I should not get it. Otherwise, very well. The meeting was very well organized, and thank you for giving me an opportunity to participate today. And I would love to come back to these meetings again and again. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Shaleen. And with that, we would like to end this meeting and enter into
Let's have
informal
thoughts
session.
from Sandeep also, our newest member.
Sandeep, yeah, we have Satish also. Sandeep, would you like to share your feedback or anything? Did you enjoy today's meeting as this was your first meeting in TPTM?
Well, of course, it was a wonderful meeting. I think it was great to listen to such insightful evaluation. And it was great to see Rupinder Singh doing what he does best, apart from giving speeches. So I think there were a lot of takeaway for each one of us. And that is why I think I've come to the right forum. And I'm sure that I'm going to learn a lot from each one of you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Sandeep. And we have so many things to learn from you.
Sure.
And let's take feedback from Satish also. Satish, are you there?
Okay, I'm a little busy. Anyway, I enjoyed the meeting very much. It was a well organized, well planned meeting. The TMOD was very excellent, and the other speakers all did well. And I hope I will join again and again. And thank you for accommodating me.
Thank you so much, Satish, and you are most welcome in our future meetings. Now, I would like to enter into informal